Good morning, Unity In Marin. I'm Reverend Tim Lytle, Senior Minister here at Unity In Marin, and wherever you are, we are so grateful for your presence, grateful to know that we are all interconnected. Happy New Year! This is a brand new year. This tells us that we can restart, we can reboot at any point. Sometimes you need to reboot your computer. Well, we need to get rebooted. Sometimes we get caught up in some of the details of life. This is our time to have a restart button pressed. So thank you for joining us. We have a text and church number. If you go to this number, you can text at 415-991-7111. And if you text that, enter the word welcome if you're new to us, or if you've been with us for a while, text the word loop. That helps to establish a contact between us. Also, typically each Sunday we have a Zoom connection meeting. We will not do that today because we have a special drive-through occurring today where we are doing our special burning bowl. Actually, it's going to be a water bowl drive-through today. So our Zoom connection time with congregants, with any of you, will begin again next Sunday at 12:30. It is such a joy to have you here. Please enjoy the music we're about to hear. Let Spirit fill your heart.
Happy New Year, everyone. In case you didn't get a chance to sing together around the fire on New Year's Eve, let's sing together Auld Lang Syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of auld lang syne? For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for auld lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for auld lang syne.
Thank you, Carolyn. That was beautiful. And Carolyn is going to be our worship assistant today. I want to direct our attention to our prayer box. Every Sunday, our prayer chaplains would bring forth our prayer box, and our prayer box symbolizes our prayer consciousness that is being held for you all the year long. We hold you in our prayers, and later in the service, you will find out ways that you can send your prayer requests to us. But right now, virtually, you can just place your prayer, your concern, in that box. I invite you to be comfortable. If you wish, close your eyes or relax your gaze. Take in and out a deep breath. And we know in this moment that there is only one power and one presence, active as our lives and as the universe. God the good, omnipotent. In this presence of Spirit, we open our hearts. We open our hearts to set our intentions for this new year. We allow ourselves to release that which no longer serves us. We release and let go. And we let the presence of God, the presence of Spirit, living itself as us, to dream a new dream, to live a new vision, to live into a new way of being. We hold our world, our community, our spiritual community in our prayer consciousness right now, knowing the highest and best, knowing that we are all one in the presence, knowing that this service is infused, immersed in the presence of the divine. We give thanks, knowing it is so, and so it is. Amen.
Today's daily word is potential. Yes, I am able. Yes, I can. Growing up, I received encouragement from my family, school teachers, and the other adults in my life. Their positive, affirming words helped lead me to pursue my passions and trust my gifts so I might realize my potential. Now that I am older, I turn to the divine within me to discern how I might best fulfill my potential. I prayerfully ask what possibilities remain to be realized in my life. What ignites my passion for self-expression? I receive inspiration from the time I spend in prayer. As I pray, any lingering thoughts or doubt or insecurity are replaced with renewed energy and enthusiasm. Nothing can stop me from stepping out boldly into the world to fulfill my potential. And from Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. So with potential, we say, yes, I am able. Yes, I can. And we take this affirmation into a period of silent meditation.
For all the times in which I held back, now I'm letting go. For all the times I tried to stay on track, now I'm letting go. For all the times I never lightened, now I'm letting go. Right now, finally, now I'm letting go. Never able to feel perfect and pure, imprisoned by what I thought was right, never felt worthy to join with God, always standing just outside the light, but now I'm going all the way home. For all the times I thought I had control, now I'm letting go. For all the times I tried to run the show, now I'm letting go. For all the times I acted like I know, now I'm letting go. Right now, finally, now I'm letting go. I was struggling to feel one with all, encumbered by what my ego said. I was waiting for the next shoe to fall, always getting stuck in my head, but now I'm going all the way home. Right now, finally, now I'm letting go. Right now, finally, now I'm letting go.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you, Carolyn. Perfect song for today. And my topic today is starting anew. I've sometimes wondered, why do we celebrate New Year's? You know, it's another day. The sun comes up, the sun goes down, things continue to go on. But it has a very powerful meaning to me now in that it's a reminder that we can start anew. We can start over. We can set our reset button. Sometimes I've had difficulties, for example, with my phone. And I found, okay, let me turn it off for a little while. I mean, just completely turn it off and then let it reboot, and then it operates better. Sometimes we get all this old programming and some of the material condition that we are immersed in. When I watch the news, when I am hearing about lack or fear, that programming can really restrict our ability to express the divine as us. So what is it that we need to let go of? The power of this month is faith, symbolized by the color blue and the Apostle Peter. And faith is our belief system. Faith is that which propels us to do what it is we do. A person may say, well, I believe such and such, but if they act in a different way, that's not really what they believe. You can tell what you really believe by how you live and act. If you live in anxiety, then you have beliefs that are firmly entrenched in fear. If you live in, I don't know what, abundance, then you are entrenched in beliefs that are based in the fact that everything that we need is already here, and all I need to do is open myself to it and avail myself of it and appropriate that. All that I need is already here. It's up to us. What we live according to your belief, be it done unto you, is what Jesus said. According to your belief, let it be done unto you. That is the power of faith. And when we start the year in the 12 powers, we start with that power of faith. At any point, we can change our mind. I was thinking when I was a child, when I saw here this morning, there was lots of fog. And I went outside. It was very cool and damp, a little drizzly, lots of fog. I could hear birds singing so beautifully. And I flashed back to when I was a child. I can remember very, very far back. And as a young child, I can remember the first time I heard the word foggy. But I thought they were saying the word froggy, like a frog. Ribbit, ribbit, okay? So I don't know if someone out of fun had given me this explanation of fog or what, but I thought they were saying froggy, and I could hear frogs. And so I thought that the frogs, by the sound that they were making, were creating this mist. It was froggy out. And I thought that for a year or two, that the frogs were creating. And I think that's cute, you know, but eventually I outgrew that belief. Eventually I realized, oh, the frogs, I don't think are really what's creating the fog. And it's not froggy, it's foggy. And so at any time we can shift our beliefs to be more in alignment with our understanding, which is another of the 12 powers. At any time we can shift our mind, we can change our mind. We can actually, and I use this term a lot, transform. Transform is not only changing how we do things on the outside, it's changing from the inside. In reality, the Fillmores, the co-founders of the Unity movement, pointed out that transformation is really about revealing and bringing forth the Christ, the divine presence, what we really are, bringing that forth and taking away, releasing, letting go of those things that are inhibiting and keeping in that divine presence. So in Unity, we have this practice of letting go of things so that we can reveal the Christ. We can reveal the divine presence. I remember talking with a therapist, and I was moaning and complaining. Have you ever gotten into a moaning and complaining session? We have a few volunteers here. Yeah? Have you, watching online, have you ever gotten into a moaning and complaining session? I was a pastor, and I was complaining about how difficult it is for people to change. In fact, I was saying, I question if anybody can really change. I had some challenging people who never seemed to change. And I was doing my best as a minister, but I thought, no matter what I do, They seem to stay the same. This therapist got kind of a wry smile on his face. And he said, I wonder if that's why you and me went into the business that we are in. Because we have a deep belief and hope that people can change. And with that one sentence, suddenly all of my pessimism seemed to crumble, because I realized that is my deep belief, that all of us can transform, all of us can shift, we can change. Otherwise, what's the point of life? If we can't grow, if we can't evolve, if we can't live fully into our dreams. I was watching last night a young boy, this was on America's Got Talent, and there's a video, and this young boy who has some neurological differences and challenges that interfere with his communication abilities or make him different. He's found that he can express himself through music. So he's devoted himself to music, and he was playing the piano, a piece he had created, a young boy. And then he went behind a curtain, and they're like, why is he behind the curtain? And then the curtain pulls back, and he's playing the drums to a song. He found a way to express himself. And he said the reason he wanted to do what he's doing is to show people that no matter what you're facing, no matter what is going on in your life, you can do it. You can do whatever it is that you imagine. You have the power to do that if you can release that fear, if you can release those obstacles that stand in your way. You have the power, the presence of God working forth as you, and it cannot be held back if you will let it. And that's what we're doing today. We're letting it. We're allowing it. So the first step in transformation I want to mention is release, letting go. Forgiveness is one form of release. And some people I have found just twitch when I use the word forgiveness. They mistakenly think that I'm referring to excusing bad behavior. That's not what forgiveness is. They think, it's letting someone off the hook so that they don't have to experience the consequences of their actions. That's not really forgiveness either. Forgiveness is the weight that we carry ourselves about something that happened, and letting that weight fall away. Forgiveness is something that we do internally to release and let go of something. It doesn't mean that what that person did was right. It doesn't mean that there don't need to be some consequences of some sort. But what it means is I have more important things to do than to carry around my entire life what someone else did. I'm not going to allow someone else to be in control of my life by me thinking about what they did. It's up to us. We can release at any time. Now, this is Burning Bowl Sunday, and typically it's one of our, maybe the most attended service of the year. And each year we would gather and write on pieces of paper and put it in the fire. We would put on the sheet of paper something we wanted to release, something that was holding us back, something that just was getting in our way of fully expressing our divine self. Low self-esteem, fear, unforgiveness, whatever it was, fear of lack, something we wanted to release. We'd put it in the fire. This year we're using water. We're actually going to have a drive-through from 10:45 to 11:45. I'm looking at this like the ballot box. If you're in line by 11:45, we'll still serve you. And we'll have this drive-through that will come through the south parking lot and go around and exit out the north parking lot. There will be different stations where you'll be given a piece of paper, you can write on that. Then you'll come to a station, you can release that and let it go because it's dissolvable paper. It will dissolve in the water. And when we dissolve that in the water, we can see that, okay, I've released that. Water represents something that is cleansing, purifying. So we're releasing that into the water. And I have a short video. I went to the beach a couple of days ago. The surf is kind of high. It's getting even higher. Some of the swells are 30 feet high. And so I'd like to show just this short clip, and then I have some more things to say. Connect.
Okay, 2020.
2020, we're going to release this. The water is going to wash it away.
Perfect.
Just as we're using water today, see how that washed away? Just as we're using water today instead of fire, water is cleansing and washes it away. So we are releasing today whatever no longer serves us. So release that which is in your way and move forward boldly in the way that God is propelling and inspiring you. We wish you a prosperous, loving, and joy-filled 2021. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Good. Yeah, that was fun. I had to keep watching the waves because these big sneaker waves would come up and they could just take me away. But I love the symbolism of that, of washing away that which no longer serves us. So we are here to release. And we use affirmations and denials also to release. We affirm what it is that we're intending, what it is we're really wanting and knowing for our lives. And then denial is gently sweeping away, washing away that which no longer serves us. We also use our love. The power of love is extremely powerful in transformation. When, Jesus talked about the two greatest commandments, to love the Lord your God with all your mind, soul, heart, and strength, and the second, to love your neighbor as yourself. He knew that love was the most transformative power there is in the world. So when we are expressing our love, living our lives out of love for God, when we do our divine service for others and love others as we love ourselves, that is very transformative. And Sangha, that word Sangha is community. It's about a spiritual community supporting each other. And yes, you can grow and evolve independently, but it really, really helps to accelerate it if you have others to encourage you in your spiritual practice. That's why Unity in Marin exists, to encourage your spiritual practice. That's why we have these amazing classes and groups going on, like attitudinal healing and the men's group. And we have classes that are starting back up. This Wednesday at 6 o'clock, we have Getting Real with Race, where we're getting real with ourselves and releasing some of the prejudice or false ideas we have about race. Or soon we're going to, I believe it's on January 19th, we're going to be starting back up our Absolute Abundance class, which is phenomenal. Teaches deep spiritual principles. We've had one series of classes. Now we're starting a new series of classes in Absolute Abundance, led by Reverend Deanne from Unity San Francisco. And she does a phenomenal job. If you missed the first series, you can still join us in the second series. It's 10 classes long. And it will help transform your life. That is part of the meaning of Sangha. That's part of why we're doing this drive-through today, because we miss seeing each other. We're going to have gloves on, we're going to have masks on, we're going to keep distant, but we want to, in some way, provide a way for community and being together. It's important to know that we're all in this together. We're going into this new year together. We're not alone. We're all here for each other. Our spiritual beliefs, all that which we have been learning here and continue to learn here, we express as new lives. We can always start anew. And so, even if you can't join us in the drive-through today, maybe you're in other parts of the country or other parts of the world, because we do have people all over the world who watch us. Find some way in which you can practice this at home. Maybe you can write something on paper and just soak it in water for a while and bury it. Or maybe you can put it in an envelope and address it. I don't know, you could address it to heaven. You could put heaven on there, put a stamp, put it in the mailbox, and let the post office take it to heaven. Think creatively. What are ways in which you can release and let go? There's lots of ways to do it. You can write it on the beach. I found that quite therapeutic. Maybe, I really want to avoid litter and stuff, but I've also been the part of balloon, where we have things on balloons and we release it. Be creative. What is a way in which you can release and let go? Let it go. Whatever it is that's in your way. You are too important to be hanging on to old baggage. I travel quite a bit, and recently I saw my suitcase and it's completely busted up. If you ever watch how luggage is being handled from airplanes, you see why they get busted up. And I thought, that baggage served me at one point. That suitcase served me at one point, but now it no longer serves me. Why would you want to hold on to old baggage that no longer serves you? This is your opportunity to release it, to let go, and let the presence of God living as you to come forth. I invite you to repeat these affirmations after me. I am the presence of God in action. I release anything in my way. I embrace the dream that wants to live as me. And so it is. Amen. Thank you for being with us today. We're going to have some more wonderful music from Carolyn Gauthier, and then we are going to hear from our Faith in Action director, Jim Walsh. And so Jim will come up right after the song. So please enjoy this song and have a wonderful day as you are starting anew.
Are you ready to let all that go? Did you let it go? Did you release it? We're going to release it and let it all go right now. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I know, if you're discouraged, trying just to make it through another day, you gotta let go, let it all go. And this is what you've got to say: I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. And we are free in the Spirit. Yes, we're only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Are we go? We're go. Good morning, Unity in Marin. I am Jim Walsh. For the past couple of months, I've had the honor of working with a group of 9 committed volunteers on Unity in Marin's Faith in Action Committee. If you're not familiar with Faith in Action, it is essentially the campaign by which we generate operating funds for Unity in Marin. And if you think about that for a moment, it's a pretty good-sized job, and then when you throw it into a pandemic, it makes it even more interesting. That's Source, such a sense of humor. We're confident that our Unity principles are strong and that abundance is our way, and it's simply a matter of us opening and allowing that abundance into our hallowed halls by which we're going to not just survive but thrive this year. Next week, I'll be giving an update on where we are so far in the campaign, and we'll be talking about some specifics about what Unity is doing and why it makes sense to support Unity. In the meantime, just understand that it's a challenging time. It's a pandemic, and so many of our members and followers and supporters have been hit hard by this, and we're here for them. And you being here for Unity allows us to be here for them. So please prayerfully consider how you can support Unity in 2021 through the Faith in Action campaign. What I really want to do today is something that's just a very special honor. Unity in Marin exists because there are a number of people who've been very committed to its mission, its care, its feeding, its survival, its prosperity. None more so than Heidi and Steve Listig. If you don't know those names, North Carolina. If you don't know those names, Heidi and Steve were essentially the backbone of this organization for years. Heidi worked out of the office and beyond. Steve was working on virtually every conceivable action outside of the office that you can think of. I think it's safe to say that this organization wouldn't be here if it weren't for their efforts and the efforts of a lot of other people. Today, though, we have an opportunity to honor. It's funny, when I was a kid, a long time ago, we used to talk about behind every great man, there's a great woman. Well, things have evolved. And today, men and women, great men and women, walk side by side, and sometimes even that woman walks in front and there's a great man behind them. And I'm not quite sure how the Listigs parsed this out. I will say that having Heidi join us today is just a real special gift, as you're about to see. So without any further ado, we want to wave to North Carolina and offer Heidi the stage.
Hi everyone, Happy New Year from North Carolina. Stephen and I miss you guys and love you guys so much. And at the same time, we feel very blessed by our life here in North Carolina. Got 2 new grandbabies in November, that makes 4. So all is good. I'm here to talk about faith in action, and as the person who for many years invited others to speak, I know the question that is asked, and that is, what does unity mean to you in your life? When I ask myself that question, there are so many stories, but I've only got a couple of minutes. So I thought about it, and I really want to say, Two things. First is the teachings of unity are absolutely life-transforming when one takes them into their heart and really works with them. You know, one thing we say every Sunday is there is only one presence and one power active in the universe, God the Good. If you really think deeply about that, and if you choose to try to live that, that's extraordinary. That means coming from faith always and deeply. And another teaching is that what we think and what we believe creates our life experience. And when one becomes present to that teaching, life transformative doesn't even describe it. When you become the observer of your thoughts and your beliefs and choose to say yes to that which serves you and no to ones that no longer work in your life, it's like I was in darkness and now a floodlight fills my life. So the second thing I wanted to talk about, first the teachings, but secondly, and as important, is the community. And that's you. You are the community of Unity in Marin. And Stephen and I have visited a lot of Unity communities over the years, and a couple here in North Carolina. And they're great, and they have the same teachings and groups of like-minded people. But there is something very, very unique about Unity in Marin. Every Unity in Marin alumni who moved away that we ever talked to, and now we're part of that group, said the same thing. There's nothing like Unity in Marin. There is a powerful prayer and love consciousness at Unity in Marin, and you are all a part of that. Unity in Marin is a much needed light in this world. And that's why it's so important to make a commitment to faith and action. And I want you to hear this really deeply from the heart. It's not just about the money. Money comes in really handy. And as enlightened as we are, we got to pay the bills. But it's not just about that. It's about setting an intention and making a commitment to this beautiful community. Because that is one of the teachings too, is that when we set an intention, then the divine comes rushing to support us. Divine love and divine wisdom. Things unfold and show up for us in ways we couldn't have imagined if we tried. So I invite you to prayerfully consider setting that intention, making a commitment to faith and action. You are all the light of the world. Unity in Marin is a precious light. Please keep that light going. May you be blessed in 2021. May you find love and health and prosperity in the new year. Bye now.
Ask video.
Your generous contribution to Unity in Marin permits the countless good works that support and spiritually feed the larger community. Won't you support our work with a pledge to the Faith in Action campaign? Simply go to unityinmarin.org for the quick and simple steps to make your pledge. Thank you.
The second, because so many people are living on their phones today, is to simply use the Text to Give app. You text the number 84321, enter a dollar amount and hit send. You'll then be prompted to ask for what church to support, Unity in Marin, and the rest is very, very simple. A couple quick clicks and you're done. And the third is, if you're just simply not of the digital orientation, please give our office a call and speak with Dory at 475-5000 and press 0. Dory will help you in any way necessary to support your engagement. Again, please prayerfully consider how you can support Unity in Marin through 2021. It is an abundant world and an abundant life, and we thank you for your support.
Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, and love gives it back. Just as we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden weave. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love, and love gives it back.
I know I heard some of you texting during that song. Yes. We thank Jim Walsh for all his service, and we thank all of you for continuing to support this community, as Heidi so graciously explained to us. Gabe Paulson was going to be the worship assistant today. Let's pray he's going to be here next week instead. And I'm just going to reiterate a couple of things that Reverend Tim mentioned. And the main thing is, please visit our website, because there is more information on there about everything. Events, previous services, you can go back and watch the ones that you missed. So we know that today's service has an outdoor live part, and you can still make it if you live within an hour's drive from here. Come on down and be part of that ritual. Next week we will resume our usual live service at 9:30, but with no guests. So sorry. And then it's rebroadcast at 11:15. And we'll continue to do that for the near future. As Tim mentioned, the Getting Real with Race class is starting up again on Wednesday. That's ongoing, so you can join anytime. And you need to go to the website to get the link, because it is a Zoom group. The Absolute Abundance is going to start up on the 19th. You do need to pre-register for that class because there are materials, so please do that. And also on Sunday, January 17th, 1 in the afternoon, there's going to be a Zoom theater production of Brown versus Board of Education. And again, please get all the information that you need on our website. And if you are looking for prayer support during this time, there are two ways that you can do it. One is to call our office at 415-475-5000 and press 0, leave a message and ask for a prayer chaplain to call you back. And the other way is to send an email to silentprayercircle@unityinmarin.org. And people here will pray with you for 30 days and then send it on to Unity Village for another 30 days. So know that however you would like prayer support, we are here to give that to you. Next week, you won't see all this beautiful Christmas decorations. We thank Charcel and Alan so much for the work that they did to put together this beautiful, beautiful podium. And we are still looking for sponsorship for the ongoing beautification of the platform. So we ask you if you can donate money for that. You know where to go. And now let's say together our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And now we'll sing the peace song, and we wish you all the happiest of New Years. Here's to 2021. See you soon.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God ever present. Family all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Now peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. Now, with every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth,